Adult Services Librarian Grace here. I am back for our weekly Wednesday book talk. We're here every Wednesday talking about a few adult titles from our collection that we think you'll enjoy. I've got two great titles today. The first I'm very excited to share is The Archer by Paulo Coelho, who you might be familiar with. He wrote The Alchemist, which is probably one of the most popular books of all time, to be honest. And this is very different. The story itself isn't the main sort of point of this book. It's a collection of aphorisms and sort of advice on learning the way of the bow. So it's not a lot of text. It's a quick read. You know, you're reading it probably in an afternoon. It has beautiful illustrations to sort of not just illustrate the story, but give you moments to sort of pause over the advice that's being given. It's poetic, as a lot of his work is. It's beautifully written. From the reviews I read, people either loved it or hated it because it's not a traditional story. You have a little bit of a narrative in the beginning to sort of kick off the rest of the book, but it's not maybe what you're expecting. I really enjoyed that because, like I said, it was sort of the kind of thing that's not meant to tell a story, but it's meant to initiate some reflection on your end. And the illustrations, like I said, are just beautiful. Pull a couple others out here. Sort of representing, again, the story, but also the metaphors that are being discussed throughout the book. So I really enjoyed it. Again, it's something a little bit different, very beautiful, and a quick read. So, you know, if you have just an afternoon or a car ride, this is a great title to kind of keep you busy and give you something to think about. The second book, though, is very different, and I've very much enjoyed this book. An Elderly Lady is Up to No Good by Helene Tursten. This is another translation, actually. It was originally, it takes place in Sweden. And it's a collection of short stories. I thought it was all one book, and it's still very short, but it's a collection of short stories, and they all revolve around this character, Maud, who's an elderly lady. She's in her 80s, living in Sweden, and in every single story, there's some sort of murder that takes place, and Maud is at the center of all of it. She is, as it says, up to no good. And I don't know how else to explain it other than saying it's clever and funny. It's not, you know, yes, these murders are taking place, but it's not graphic, it's not gory. You know, of course, they sort of describe how she's murdering these people, but it's not your sort of typical mystery thriller, terrible kind of thing. It's funny, and it's all about Maud sort of not living the stereotype of the elderly lady as she may be portraying to certain people, in particular people who wrong her. So I highly recommend this one. Again, a pretty quick read. It's short, it's small. You can see how kind of tiny this book is, but it's really, really funny. And the stories themselves, I think, have been written over some time because each one at the end sort of lists a date. So, you know, these are written all by the same person over a period of probably a good 20-ish years. And it's sort of in the same vein as like an Agatha Christie, where you have the same character in each story and they're not building on each other necessarily. You don't go from story A to, you know, story B and they build as you go. They're just each individual stories about Maud. The body count gets pretty high by the end, but it's very, very clever. So An Elderly Lady is Up to No Good. I love the cover here. Okay, that's what we have this week. We'll be back next week with a couple more titles. We have some additional staff joining us throughout the summer with some of their recommendations. So there's something for everybody. Feel free to give us a call if you're looking for something in particular. The library is open 7 days a week now. So stop on in, chat with us through our website. And if you're looking for a good read just, you know, specifically for you, check out Discover Your Next Read on our website. We'll ask some questions about things you've enjoyed or didn't like that you've read or watched lately and make some recommendations tailored just for you. Thanks.